What's going on, reefers? Blaine here. I'm here with Corey, the farm manager. Always awesome whenever I can get Corey onto the videos because honestly, Corey is slammed with everything going on here in the TSA farm. We've got a ton of Reef Genetics food, Corey, whether it be the live phytoplankton. We started kind of the whole Reef Genetics live, but now we've got some new food we're going to be talking about today, the coral food. You have the chance to see so many different foods and try so many different things here in the farm facility. And I think that's ultimately what's led us to this point, right? So talk us through, why did we get to the point where we're like, I think it's time for us to make our own coral food?
Well, we had an opportunity to work with a fresh seafood wholesaler that was able to supply us with a mix of shrimp, clams, squid, and fish to be freeze-dried and ground down to a powder. And this had me really thinking about the old school ways of making we'd call blender mush or a blender-made coral food. So what I saw is essentially that, but in a dry, scoopable, non-messy, easy-to-use form to start as our base. And to that, I decided let's make this the perfect coral food. Let's make this something that I wish was on the market myself as a reef keeper. So that implied adding a bunch of other different ingredients, things like rotifers, various species of copepods, spray-dried phytoplankton, different vitamins and amino acids that had quite a few months of me reading into the literature to see which ones of these amino acids and vitamins are particularly important to coral itself and which ones are found in the highest amounts in their soft tissues of corals, as well as in natural seawater itself. So that was really just kind of a blend of all those different things that I wish I could have in a coral food, and was able to use it for a few months here in the farm and really see, how much it impacts phosphate and things like that. And with the little tweaks here and there, we essentially got it to a variety of different micron sizes. So corals with big or small polyps and mouths, everybody's going to be taken care of with this food. And it can be fed either broadcasted just into the system, which we really like for our SPS systems and things, or it can be made into a kind of a dense paste that can be spot fed into corals. And so, yeah, I'm really excited that we were able to bring this to the market, because I truly think that, especially obviously I'm biased with all the work I put behind it, but I think this is the best dry powdered coral food you can get on the market right now.
I think one of those questions a lot of people will have is, the numbers, like how is this going to affect my phosphates, my nitrates? And you mentioned it a little earlier. Kind of talk a little bit more on that aspect. How much is this really going to change the numbers in your tank when you're actively trying to feed?
So initially, once I got my first mix done, it honestly didn't raise phosphate enough for us. So I had to tweak the ratios of some of those freeze-dried copepods and krill meal and things like that to kind of enhance it, to get a little bit of phosphate addition. But I didn't want it to be one of those, like most common dry foods on the market right now are really potent and really dense with phosphate, and it's easier to overdo it. So I wanted a food that was going to be a little bit cleaner for the general home hobbyist. So we're adding just a little bit, it doesn't skyrocket phosphates, where it's a usable coral food. Wherever your tank's nutrient trend is going, it can still be utilized without overcorrecting, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, there's such a big market when it comes to dry foods. There's so many now out there in the marketplace. And I think it's gotten to the point too where it's almost oversaturation. And I think a lot of hobbyists are looking back to the basics, trying to find a food they can trust. I think us showcasing the fact that we've been testing this here in the farm facility, you said about 4 months now at this time?
Yes.
And it's been, obviously, proof is in the pudding.
Great results with it. And again, the thing that really sets this apart from all the other coral foods is really what I said is that base mix, where we have a bunch of fresh squid, clams, fish, and shrimp that are all, taken whole, freeze-dried and pulverized into this fine powder to where we're the right size we wanted as the majority, as the base. There's really no food on the market right now that has that as its straight base, is using these little whole pieces of seafood and getting them into a freeze-dried product that is shelf-stable and is able to be utilized like that.
Yeah, a new Reef Genetics product that's not something you have to keep in your fridge anymore, something you can actively have on your coral tool belt. There's always new tools and things we're trying to learn here. Corey, really appreciate you jumping on, talking about the food. I'm gonna kind of let you go with one more question. If people are looking at actively adding this into their system, it's gonna be tank specific, I'm sure. but is there a baseline rules and regulations when it comes to the dosage amount?
So we recommend people to start out with 1/4 teaspoon per 25 gallons. However, as I said, literally 1 teaspoon per 25 gallons isn't going to overshoot your phosphate. You may see an increase of 0.02 ppm of phosphate when you're using it at the full teaspoon per 25 gallons.
Awesome. Well, if you guys are looking at snagging up some of this food that's been made here in-house by Top Shelf Aquatics team, big shout out to Corey for all the hard work he's put into this. If you guys are looking at picking up any of it today, head over to the website now. Check out the entire Reef Genetics line. If you guys have tuned in all the way till the end, I want to say thank you guys so much. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on any future uploads.